Hello everyone, welcome back to Timberborn. This is episode 16, playing through hard mode. In the last episode we made it through a bad tide and a drought. We started expanding some of our water storage, and we also begun the process of filling in this area with dirt blocks. We're going to be making this area up here into some green space. We'll need to place down some 3x3 areas where we can dump some water in, and also get some irrigation barriers placed around here. We also planted some mangrove trees, and as you can see, some of them have fully matured and they're producing mangrove fruits now. So we have this beaver over here collecting them. This is going to help diversify the food that we have in the first district. We're going to also set up a couple more hydroponic gardens, since they don't really have that many fermented mushrooms. We have 95 right now, and then only 3 unfermented mushrooms in the background. As you can see, this bot right here is out of power, and it's taken him quite a while to get all the way back here. I did just unpause a couple of these charging stations, but for the bots that are working out over here and in this area, it's still quite a ways to walk back to charge over in this area. So I'm going to start laying the groundwork for setting up some charging stations over in this area and then up here as well. And to get ready for that, we're going to place some platforms down here for the engine, and then have some power shafts lean over in this direction so that we can get some of the charging stations placed down. But before I forget, let's go ahead and start unblocking some of these dams. We don't want any of the bad water getting into our drinking supply. And during the last drought, you guys saw that we were not able to utilize all of the gravity battery's potential energy since there are these cliffs right here. So we're going to go ahead and get some dynamite placed down to lower all this area. And it seems like in this district they actually don't really have a lot of stuff to work on, since we finished building the aqueduct a couple episodes ago, and the current storage system is fully operational, plus these gravity batteries that we installed. So other than this, there isn't really a whole lot to do. I think these beavers deserve a bit of fun, so we're actually going to revamp their fun area. Currently it's just a couple of campfires plus these rooftop terraces. And we can leave these right here, but we're going to get rid of these and actually go underground a little bit and then start placing some of these other fun things. So before we start placing stuff down, let's go ahead and unlock some things. I know that this is ground only, so if we're making it underground, it would have to be on the bottom level. Same with these campfires, but the exercise plaza and wind tunnel can both be off of the ground. Same with the detailer. I actually have not used that before. We also need to make sure these guys have access to extract, and I don't think we have any processing for bad water or even bad water collection in this district. So we're going to go ahead and get a few deep bad water pumps set up, and we'll also look at getting a storage set up. We can also use overhangs to go over top these storages. So we'll get a second one placed here. Now we'll actually want to remove all these platforms, and temporarily we're not going to be able to have access to these, but that's okay. We have plenty of metal blocks and planks right now. Although I am seeing a problem since I need to have a too high platform over these set of stairs, and there's not just like an extender. So we're gonna change that just a little bit. We'll have the overhangs on this side. Guess we'll have to put back the platform over here and over here. We'll have one of these set for bad water, and then we'll set the other one for extract. We'll go ahead and get the centrifuge set up here, and we actually have no bots in this district, which we might want to change that. And they finished all the platforms over here. They're starting to put in some more of the infrastructure for the charging stations. Oh, look at that. They did finish placing all the blocks down, I'm pretty sure. Looks like they just have these ones left, and then they'll be all done. And in the meantime, we can go ahead and start placing down the irrigation barriers. Now I think this location would actually be perfect for getting a stream gauge set up. I don't actually know how deep the water is right here. I can see it's doing pretty good, but I just want to see if it's at the 0.9 level that this is at. Oh, I never assigned the recipes for these. We'll make them both set to mushrooms for now, and we might as well get another couple set up since we're going to want to get some algae produced in the future. Ooh, one thing that would be fantastic would be to get a grease factory set up. Right now we don't have a whole lot of space over here, but we do have the overhangs. I think that this would be a great place to get some overhangs set up. And right now we're doing pretty good on power. I think we only have one building paused right now, since we have the 2 more engines set up. but we're a little limited on where we can expand other than right over in this area. So we'll get a chance to use some of these metal platforms. Oh my goodness. So let's see exactly how tall we need to make it. It looks like just 2 tall would be sufficient. And that would honestly be perfect since this is already 3 blocks tall. So we will be able to connect this area with the platforms when we place them all over here. And it looks like these overhangs also can go just over top. And as you can't see, we have everything placed down. We'll go ahead and go into build mode and see that we have 3 of the 5x5 platforms plus several overhangs over here. And then all we'll have to do in order to get the power set up to this level will be to get some vertical power shafts set up. I would like to make it a little bit easier for the beavers to get up to the 2nd level. Right now they have to go around this way or go all the way up here. I think that we could probably squeeze in some sort of shortcut on this backside. And it looks like the beavers in Waterfall Heights finished placing all the dynamite down. Oh, I was going to detonate it, but there's this little guy here watching. So now that he ran away, we can go ahead and detonate all of this. And the beavers finished making these bad water pumps, and the storage is over here while I was working on other things. And just now they finished making the centrifuge, so they'll be able to process some of the bad water. And there's some storage for it over here. And we have the irrigation barriers set up. We do have a small gap in between them, so the bad water effects do spread. If we need this space in the future, we can probably figure something out, but I think it's a little tricky to get a path going across without building up above, like a bridge, something like that. So for now, we'll get some 3x3 areas set up for water dumps right up here. Oh, I am loving this. You can see it. They're setting up the scaffolding / the formwork for all these metal platforms, and this one is just about to go in. Look at that. It's complete with the first one set up, and it looks like we'll also be able to get a path set up so they'll be able to come around here in order to get up to the top instead of having to go all the way around this way or all the way around the other way. And the whole reason I set this up was so that we could get a grease factory set up. We have not put one in yet, but we'll go ahead and get one set up here real soon. I'll probably need to replace these bridges with the overhangs since the beavers can't walk sideways off of the bridge. And this is space that we can put some buildings. And we are at a bit of a worker shortage in this district. We do have all of the breeder pods set up, and we don't really have any incapacitated beavers. I think we just need some more overall. So we'll go ahead and get 3 breeding pods set up. We'll make sure that we prioritize at least a couple of them. And in the meantime, let's go ahead and pause some water pumpers. Looks like we don't need quite all of them. We have filled up our water resources, which is fantastic. Looks like we got the first grease factory set up. We do need to get some storage set up in order to actually store the grease. And we have to make sure that we don't run out of extract because we'll be using the extract for the grease factory as well as for making the dynamite, or at least making the dynamite that goes more than just 1 level deep. Honestly, I don't know why there's a little gap here. Let's go ahead and fill that in and make that uniform across the board. In terms of bad water, we're looking pretty good. We have 812. I can't remember if we were maxed out. I think we were. So we will want to turn this on. Might even be worth switching these 2 to bots. And then extract, we are at 500, so we'll get another processing plant for the extract. And then we'll also get a second grease factory set up. Looks like they finished building the charging stations, and these ones are all being utilized already. Only one of them over here is being utilized, but as we continue to fill some of the beaver jobs with bot jobs, then they will become more and more useful. Man, we are really short on beavers in this district. We have 10 vacant jobs. Oh, I just realized that we have no storage for the fermented cassavas. Let's go ahead and switch this storage so we can actually get some. And we have the first fluid dump set up, so you can see there's quite a bit of range that this provides greenery to. I think we'll go ahead and start extending some of this hillside out, so we'll get rid of all these miscellaneous stairs and bump it out just a bit. And it looks like with the addition of these water storage containers that we might actually fully pump this area out, which we have not done yet. And it looks like we're actually running pretty low on scrap metal in this district. We can go ahead and get some more scavenger flags set up here, and we can also bump this up because we only have 8 beaver bots working in here, so Get that up to 10 should help get a little bit more scrap metal. And one thing that we have not done yet, but I'm going to do right now, is unlock the bots to be able to work in the bot part factories and in the bot assembly factories. And having bots in both of these jobs is greatly going to increase the capacity for producing bots. And it should also prevent beavers in these jobs from being injured, since these are actually pretty dangerous jobs in Timberborn. And as soon as they build these stairs, we can go ahead and open up the motivatorium and these 2 campfires. And we can also get another couple campfires set up and then fill some of the space around here with other things to enhance their well-being. Whoa, I did not know you could do different patterns on the beaver's tails. That is pretty cool. We're going to stick with this one, and then we'll have this pattern as well. So we'll have them just have those 2 patterns for now, and we'll see what they look like. And the bad head has officially ended. The water is returning. We'll let this clear out first, and then we'll start filling all the water reserves up. Oh, and I just realized that this does not have any power. So we'll start with just having 1 engine put in. I think we'll need a second one, since I want to put in some other fun stuff that requires power, including a wind tunnel which takes 400 HP, which is a full engine. So it looks like we can almost perfectly fit everything. We just have to have a little 1x1 gap there, and then we can fit several amenities below. And they're already starting with the detailers. You can see they are in action right now. Their tails are taking a beating. Oh, there is flooding. Pause, pause, pause. I forgot to lower all of this. So it looks like we don't have any grease to spare. These guys are going through it as fast as they are producing it. We are running a little bit short on canola oil. Got to make sure we have enough of those canola plants around. So I think it's just a production issue. We don't have enough canola oil, but we have enough canola seed. And we have an oil press right here. We'll go ahead and switch that to bots and prioritize by haulers. Then we'll go ahead and get a second one set up right here. Switch it to bots and prioritize it. I think it's also worth switching the grease factories both to bots, which costs a bit of science, but we have a little bit left. We only have 1.8 thousand now. And as soon as the beavers finish constructing this engine, we'll be able to install a wind tunnel. And we'll also get a couple mud baths set up. We just need to get the paths so they can actually access the mud baths. But we will also need to have dirt imported into this district. We could also get a dirt excavator set up here, although it takes quite a bit of resources. But we do have a decent amount of treated planks and gears and metal blocks as well. You know, we should set up some more fun stuff in this district. We did make the motivatorium, but that's really all we added. I think we were going to originally make this whole area a fun area, but instead we made it the working area. So let's get an exercise plaza placed in. Only costs 400 science. We'll also put in a few decorations and then a couple detailers and some scratchers. In this district we haven't really added a whole lot of beavers. We still have 65 adults. We might have a few more kids than we did before, but I don't think it's been a huge change. So we're going to add in 4 more breeding pods, and that might just completely explode the population, but we can always pause these. So we'll try and get those up and running, since we still have quite a few jobs that have been paused over here, and yet we still don't have enough viewers to fill the jobs. And since we have 1 control tower over here that powers this side, I think we're going to squeeze another one in. And I'm hoping that encompasses the dirt excavator, although I don't know if it actually will. This actually looks like a better spot. It looks like it will get all these buildings plus fully capture these ones and some of these ones. And the drought is about to start, so we're going to go ahead and turn on these engines. And that is a 24-day drought. I think that's the longest that we've had so far. I know they can get up to 30. A couple episodes ago, I think we had a 15-day drought, and then we had like a 20-day bad tide, something like that. Awesome, they got the control tower in place, so that should speed up these guys over here. We're still not producing a whole lot of extra grease. We're doing good on extract, and canola oil is going up a little bit, although we have dropped a lot in canola seeds. We just planted a few more over here, and then these ones were planted semi-recently. We still have excess kohlrabi, so I think we should replace some of this that's just been sitting here and put in some canola instead. And it looks like the beavers are nearly complete getting all this set up. Just a couple more metal blocks for that, and then we can unpause this. And in preparation for them building the wind tunnel, we'll go ahead and get that second engine up and running. And we finally had the Beavers' happiness increase. No doubt these additions had something to do with that. And just like that, the wind tunnel is up and running. Excited to see the Beavers show up and enjoy some skydiving. Oh, look, you can see that they have the little decorations on their tails. It seems like pink is the most popular design so far. And with that, we will wrap up today's episode. We finally got some fun stuff set up for the Beavers in this second district. The Waterfall Heights Beavers are reaping the rewards of their hard work. So if you enjoyed today's episode, go ahead and smash that like button. I really do appreciate it. And with that, we will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.